I don't know about you personally, but recently I've been seeing videos like, did you know the author of Chainsaw Man, Tatsuki Fujimoto, killed 28 people in the streets of Boston in '04 after escaping a local mental facility? And I've been wondering if these random quirky and eccentric claims are real. And because of this, I might have spent like a whole afternoon just researching a bunch of stuff, trying to figure out if they're real or not, and most of these are real. So what I thought I'll do is I'll just compile all of the most random and wacky stuff he's done, and kind of just explain them and lay them out and confirm if they're real or not. This way you don't have to be worried about being called out for fake info on your totally real Anime Facts Instagram account that is totally real. Anyways, the first claim I have here is identity theft. And no, I don't mean that silly crime where you steal someone's credit card info or like legal name, whatever. I'm talking about stolen Twitter accounts. I can't take this seriously anymore. I'm going to try to explain this quickly, but it might not be quick. Okay, so in the year 2011 to 2012, Fujimoto went under the alias Nagato is me, and he had this crude website, and how did I know it was him? Well, looking at the Wayback Machine, I found a date from 2013 and compared it to today, and the site basically remains unchanged. But a few details do confirm it was him. Under his music tab, it leads to a well-known video of him singing, sadly not the funny song that was deepfaked back in the fall of 2020, but you might recognize some of these videos. When the video links remains bypassed, so using the Wayback Machine to gain access to it, you can hear this deleted video. And if you didn't notice, he literally says his name in the video, and the title says, "Praise the Fujimoto family. Fun grapefruit." Yeah, I can speak Persona 5. I just use my stand, Google Interpret. You see the joke? Anyways, you might think a creepy fan from like 2013 could have made the website, and you might be right, but the website does link to Twitter with someone with the same name. Anyways, the Twitter account links a podcast, and it's just not him. But just a year later, Fujimoto did an official interview where he could hear his voice. And bro, either his balls got swagged aside, or he could have just used the Discordian method, a voice changer. Also, the said podcast channel is kind of active, uploading a video called Cute Girl 11, although I expected worse. This is still pretty bad. But this seems to be a common series with Cute Girl 1 through 11, but 6 is just not there. And I don't even want to know what happened to it. Although when I first researched this, it seemed like a very Fujimoto thing to do, it's just not him. His voice is different and the account was active while Chainsaw Man was being produced, so it just wasn't him. He does not have the time to have a 50-hour podcast and produce Chainsaw Man at the same time. You see, the Twitter handle is strange. The account comes from 2020 and wasn't active till quite recently. If you look at the name up on Twitter, you can see a lot of people replying to him in like 2012. Like, hell, even the author of Tokyo Ghoul was talking to him. So it seems like he was banned off of Twitter, and I can prove it using my deep balloon popping hacking skills of Inspect Element on the Fujimoto site. Specifically on the Twitter link, it reads this: greater than A. H. Okay, I'm not going to, I'm just going to display it on screen, but as you can see, they're mostly the same. Like at first glance it looks different, but it's effectively the same thing. All it's saying is that when you click that button, it sends you to that link, and that link is twitter.com/nagatoisme. It's just by using the Wayback Machine, it generates a web archive version of the link, not the actual link. So basically the Wayback Machine is saying that this is what should have been in the code, but this part was added, so when you clicked on it, it would send you to the 2013 version of it, and not the current version of it. Sorry if the explanation sucks, but all I'm trying to say is that the Twitter version of the site hasn't been updated for like a decade. Also, the earliest ad of his Twitter account was in 2011. That's the same year where he made the copyright for his site. Furthermore, the last mention of this account was in September of 2012, and you know what else happened in September of 2012? According to Wikipedia, a lot of crime. But also, Fujimoto's new account is made, which is the one where he acts like his little sister. Furthermore, the last person who added him is followed by Fujimoto's new account, so it looks like he was going by Nagato is me, and then he got banned, and now he goes by, yeah, I'm not pronouncing that. This leads me to believe that he ditched the site after his Twitter got banned, and that makes sense. Someone has his app for like 2 years, and I will link the site in the description because there's actually a bunch of cool artwork and stuff, and it links to some of his accounts, which can confirm it's him. And now I can finally say that identity theft is now real. Yippee. I'll call this next section random interview comments, where I'll show, you guessed it, random things he said at interviews. I do like this one quote of his, which translates into the respective submission to insane female characters like Togata and Makima. I don't know, I just like that quote. Speaking of Makima, he said he based her off of a mom and domination because if you cut the key out of Makima, you get a reference to the underground band Queen. Yeah, I'm not singing that. But Makima, or his love for dominant girls, may be based off this one girl from his uni where he liked how his bike was turned over and it made him happy. And I mean, I can't judge him too much. He does watch South Park because Power is based off of Eric Cartman, which is funny and makes a lot more sense when you think about it. But like at this point, I'm not really surprised anymore. This is like the equivalent of watching the 45th MCU movie of the year, you know? After a certain point, you just get like really desensitized from it. But not because of Fujimoto, but because Chainsaw Man is going to the MCU, the Miku Cinematic University. He said he wanted him in the Avengers like a 18+ category, and not that type of 18+. You see Deadpool, and he's like, he's right behind me, isn't he? Or something witty, and you see a cameo of Chainsaw Man eating like trash from the back. So if Fujimoto relates to Chainsaw Man, or Denji for that matter, and if he's eating trash, would that mean that he likes it? Yes. Yes, he does. In the extras of 22-26, which highlights some of his early work, he ate his dead pet fish. His girlfriend told him to bury it, and he tried to, but the soil was like too soft. And he just watched the fish there, and he saw ants take it away, and he was jealous, so he took the fish back. He ate it, then got gastrorhinitis. That's how you get tinnitus. He even had an encounter with a Saul Goodman. Wait. So you mean it's not humorous when I call anyone in law Saul? Then how did he get sued? It was because of his Twitter. Well, I lied. He almost got sued, but one of his editors saw his Twitter and actually believed it was his sister. And I mean, at least he talked to him, I assume, because to this day, they still call him by his sister, even when he got banned a few weeks back. I'll be a Wikipedia editor for a second and mention his early life, like how he was an Eva fan. And that's also like no surprise. You mean to tell me that one of the most popular and industry-changing anime and manga has been watched by the dude who created dominant women? What? But then I wonder if Evangelion made him the way he is. But yeah, he said he liked parts of the opening because they're useless to the story, like the tree in the beginning. But in the end of Evangelion, when Shinji's mother is getting attacked by the angels and gets Jesus H. Christ, they form an inverted tree of life, meaning it does have significance, and there's probably other stuff. I didn't watch the rebuilds. And now that means I'm a better movie droid than Fujimoto, and no, I'm not going to reference all the references he made during the opening. And no, this isn't a transition for me to mention that, like, oh, he was actually the one who wrote those movies. Anyways, that's it for now. I was going to make this video back in like late September, but then Persona 5 Royal happened, and now it's like December, and I'll leave some links in the description of articles and videos of him. Mostly because there was like a lot of unsolved things and things I just didn't mention that were cool, but weren't really that outlandish and really believable. Like how one of the most hated characters in Chainsaw Man is Fujimoto himself in the poll, which really puts in perspective on why he refuses to show his face. But then the more I researched, the more I genuinely liked his work, and the more I felt like a dream sand trying to figure out where he is so I could get punctured by that chin of his. Happy Christmas if I upload it by then. Also, subscribe if you want to support me or not. I don't really care.